Hello Capricorn, this is Anastasia for Amira Salon channel, and this will be your May 2018 general reading. I'm going to use three card decks for you. It will be Golden Tarot deck by Cat Black. Then I will pull out one card from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Baron-Reid. And finally, I will pull out one card for inspiration and motivation from your guardian angel from this beautiful deck by Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine. So let's begin with the general three cards for general reading for Capricorn, May 2018, Earth sign, Capricorn. Mind that this is just a general reading, and if you need more specific details about your situation, you really have to book a personal reading. You know, this card was just jumping out of the deck, so I think it's important, an important message coming to Capricorn. Looks like you guys are trapped in your own beliefs, or I would say in your own disbelief about something. Five of Swords, it's another card which shows swords, talking about ideas, fight of ideas, I would say. Somebody is trying to get you. Oh, look at that. Five of Wands. You know, I just cannot mention that you know, I usually do readings by elements. So first I began with air, this time particularly. Then I moved on to water signs, and now I'm moving to earth signs. I already recorded the reading for Taurus, and it was quite tense, you know. The energies are quite tense. And now I'm looking at Capricorn's cards, and they're also very tense. So it looks like for all earth signs, the energies will be coming in May. Although May, it's very, very earth-related kind of energy of this month. I think you guys are just, you have the urge of making some changes. You're pulling out yourself out of trouble. And by trouble, it could be anything. It could be unhealthy relationship. It could be challenge in the workplace. So anyways, I really feel that for earth signs for this particular May, you guys need to be very strong to pass through some of the challenges that the cards are warning us about. So let's begin with Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is the card of being trapped. And interestingly for Taurus, we began with the Devil card, which also speaks about being dependent on unhealthy situation. But here, Eight of Swords, it's also a feeling of being trapped, but this time it's coming from within, not from the outside. So there is something, Capricorn, that you are kind of pulled yourself into without, how to say, without not noticing that this is a plan or scenario that you created in your mind. It could be some negative or unwanted, you know, energies surrounding you. And what comes to my mind is, first of all, it could be a very, very tense relationship with your partner. And yeah, for some of you, you started a new relationship, and at first, you know, I really feel that some of you, you could not trust your partners, and you are jealous. You're jealous. You're creating these triangle situations in your mind, and you cannot trust them. So you're asking them, and they said, no, no, nothing of the kind is happening. But when you're all by yourself, you cannot but help being in this trap of your mind when you're seeing this person with somebody else, and it tortures you. Yeah, for some reason you cannot trust them. You cannot trust yourself. You're suspicious. And you know, for Capricorns, this is the sign of very deep emotions. you guys are very kind of slow to open your heart to another person. And as soon as you do that, you rely on them, you depend on them, because your happiness is about being, for another person to be trustworthy, to be honest. And you cannot imagine that you're betrayed. So you're creating the scenarios in your mind. Maybe there were a few episodes when another person, like your partner, they were in a situation of maybe flirting with somebody else, or you decided that they flirted, or they are working they are working in a workplace where there are many colleagues and they have to spend more time with the colleagues rather than you. So you feel jealous and you trap yourself in this mindset that you are being betrayed. But if we look at this card, we see that this person, she's standing between, these swords stuck in the ground, but she's free to, and she's blindfolded. But you can get out. These are your thoughts. These are your ideas about the situation. It's not the reality. And I'm not saying that the partner didn't give you a reason for suspicions. Maybe they do. But the situation is not that bad as you might think. For other people, for other Capricorns who are watching, you can be trapped in a very unhealthy situation at the workplace when you really, they keep you like blindfold, really. They do not give you all information. They put too many responsibilities on your shoulders. You feel that they are not giving you the full information about the project you're working on, or they rely too much on your presence without giving their own contribution. So you feel trapped by constraints. They don't give you freedom of choices, and you feel very bad about it, or you feel that you get stuck in the position that is not taking you, there is no professional development for you. You are doing the same old thing, and you know that you can do much better. You have so many talents. You can be, and maybe you were thinking about a raise, or taking another higher position, but you're trapped because for some reason they said, you know what, that's it. You cannot jump over whatever you already achieved, and you think it's not fair. So you feel very bad about it, and it also gives you this unpleasant feeling of being cast away, or being unappreciated, and you feel very bad about it. You need more information, you need freedom, but it's not there, particularly in the beginning of May. That's how you feel. Too many obligations also. Maybe if you're it's a family business, and you feel that they put too many responsibilities on you. They don't give you support, and you have to deal with things and manage things, but they just don't give you the freedom of choices or finances or resources. And again, you feel trapped. There is no way out. That's how you feel. Cornered, literally cornered. And that's a bad feeling. There is also another thing that I'm picking up for someone who is working so hard, maybe managing your own business, but even though it could be kind of a good way to put your energy, to apply your energy for, but now you have to, because you're kind of in a circle, like a squirrel, in the circle. You're running and running and running, and you don't see a lot of profit, or you don't see a lot of rewards, and most likely you don't see even time for travel or for taking some time of rest, because you have to, as soon as you stop, you're afraid, and see, it's in your mind more than in reality. You're afraid that it will collapse. So it's another mindset, detrimental to your sense of well-being. Now, Five of Swords, it's the card when you are in a battle. And you know what? You are a winner. But there is no sense of accomplishment. So Five of Swords shows the aftermath of some kind of a battle or a fight that you decided to get involved. Most likely you were defending yourself. I see here a situation with divorce or family matter when you really have to defend your position. And it was a very, very unwanted and unpleasant, and how to say, I see the vision that the bugs are kind of bugging you or eating you up or biting you, or like mosquitoes. This kind of situation that was very annoying for you, and you decided to defend yourself. But again and again, as soon as you use your sword to kind of fight with a bunch of mosquitoes or I don't know, wasps, you turn around and there is another bunch of these creatures bugging you again. So it's kind of you're the winner, but again and again you're in the same kind of trouble. And even though you're a winner, at some time you feel that you don't have any power to move along. These battles, they took all of your power, all of your life forces, and you feel very, very frustrated, even though you can get you will be a winner. I also pick up a situation for someone who is watching, a Capricorn, who is in situation of a legal conflict. And again, it's very petty. It's like the other side is like a pest, and they are picking or they are very picky, and they are finding faults with very petty reasons to continue this trial or these negotiations over and over again, and over a very unpleasant issue. Could be very actually minor problem, but for some reason they blew it out from a very miserable pretext to a very big problem, and you hate yourself for being involved into that. So you're trying to win the battle, and actually you will win, but because maybe it takes so long, or the people are very annoying, or you have to be all the time dealing with this, signing the papers or reading the documents with this very, how to say, very small letters. That's what I see some of you reading the pages of very unpleasant papers, and you have to go through all the papers till the end because you need to put your signature there. But the usually most important information they print in very small letters for you not to notice, so you have to do it all over again. That's how I feel for some of you. Yeah, so battles or fights that are won by you, but you are still not happy about that. There is no sense of accomplishment because it's very, very time consuming, very power consuming, and you feel completely drained after that. That's by mid-May. And then look at this card, Five of Wands. So it's kind of from the frying pan to the fire, right? From fire to the frying pan. There is some kind of saying about that. So as soon as you finish one battle, a group of people, they are provoking you to get involved into another battle. So there will be competition. This time is more of a competition. Here it's kind of a fight over some legal matters or defending your position. If it's family matter, maybe it's about inheritance, and you really have to fight with maybe other relatives who you even didn't know about, and then all of a sudden they show up and you win, but they're very annoying, right? But here, yeah, and here you have to constantly and permanently to bring proofs that you are you. It sounds absurd, but many of these issues, they're just like, okay, we need one more document for you to prove this, and as soon as you prove this, they would say, oh, actually we found out that you need to present another document which will prove another aspect of yourself, whatever is the case, right? So it's kind of, you have to all the time to prove that you are you, who you are. It's a very absurd situation, very annoying. But here, Five of Wands shows competition. And now you have, maybe it's more business or workplace situation where people are competing with you all the time. I'm so sorry about Capricorn in May. And I hate to tell you that that would be a challenging month for you. And good thing is it's not for all of you, but for some of you for sure. So maybe just be prepared for this kind of unwilling, involuntary battles of competing with other people who just maybe want to for you to, you know, move out from your position, and they want to take over. So there will be some kind of competition. It can also talk about people who are applying for new jobs. So they will be applying for positions with a lot of competition. So be prepared that not only you would like to take that position, but other people as well. Talking about family matters, it could be again the situation when you cannot get rid of people who surround you and who are competitive. And it's type of this relationship between family members, when they're among family members, when they are trying to say that they are right and you are wrong. And it can start from a very minor, actually stupid reason. For example, cooking a dish, and they will say, you know what, you should put more salt into that, and you know that you should not. And they start from nothing, and you feel very annoyed, and you feel involved in the argument that you really don't want. So it's about the conflicts out of nothing. That's how I feel for people who have family members who are like that. And the bad thing is that they're your family members. It's very hard to remove yourself from their presence, right? So try to not take it very seriously. I feel that you should not pay too much attention to this kind of bugging or pesting type of personalities who are surrounding you. Just switch your attention to something positive, to a constructive thing. Be involved in activities rather than in words and arguments. And as soon as you feel that they start the argument, try to cut it in the bud. Like that. Just try to cut it in from the very beginning, and don't let them provoke you. That's how I feel. Now let's pull a card that may give us some more information about what's going on for Capricorn in May, for Earth signs. I'm so sorry that the energies are quite challenging, but it's better to be prepared than just to, you know, get involved into unwanted situations. That's how I feel. Okay, this card really wants to be there. The Spiral Dancer. Interesting. Beautiful card, actually. So let me read. So it's the root in circles, coming in circles, and perception. I'm not sure about how to pronounce this circuitous. I'm sorry, but the idea is that you will be involved, and I think it's very resonating with what we just talked about. That you will be unwillingly involved, unfortunately, into the circle of circumstances that are kind of repetitive. And that's what we see. Five of Swords and Five of Wands, and five is the number of competition, arguments, conflicting energies coming to you. And you have to be strong. You have to be in this circle. Like there is some pattern of behavior that unwillingly you will be involved into. But the spiral. Let's look at let's pay attention to the word spiral. This dance, repetitive dance of being in a conflict situation, is actually not just when you are running at one and the same spot. You will be performing this kind of activities by ascending. You know, it shows the ascending motion. And you can say, what is so ascending in conflicts and being trapped and feeling competitive with others, even though you don't want to be competitive? The point is that the more conflicting situations we pass through, we become stronger. Remember, there is this saying, if it doesn't kill me, it will make me stronger. And I think that's the testing of time for you in May 2018 for many of you Capricorns. You really have to test your strengths. You really have to test your strategic planning. You really have to explore more ways of how to maybe avoid competition or be competitive, but not really draining your energy, life force energy too much. So find the right way to compete, find the right way to defend your position. And by doing so, you will be ascending to a new level of your spirituality, of your spiritual growth. Moreover, if you are involved into this type of challenging situations, dealing with annoying people or very unpleasant situations, you will get not only strength, but actually you will get wisdom of how to behave in this situation, so you can share your wisdom with other people who can be in similar situation. So I find this, and perception, see, the word perception is very important here, because you will get a perception of how to deal with this kind of people or unhealthy circumstances in the future. So next time you for sure will be the winner with a sense of accomplishment, opposed to a sense of loss and regret. So why did I do that? Why did they bug me? Why did I spend so much resources on this type of stupid fight? So as soon as you pass through that, you will get the knowledge and wisdom of not being involved in this type of situation again. So I would say it's a very positive card. Spiral dancer. Yes, you will have to dance this war dance, right? Because they're challenging you, but you will be the winner and you will gain wisdom. You can share your wisdom with other people. Seven of thought. That's a message from your guardian angel. We know that thoughts are powerful, right? So let's see. And it's again about becoming a winner in a difficult situation. You've been confused about the situation in your life, and now suddenly everything is completely clear to you. Whether the truth was revealed by your angels, disclosed by a friend, or discovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and aware. Feel free to ask for time alone if that's what you need. Seven of thought, yes, it's Seven of Swords in classical tarot deck. And Seven of Swords, it shows a person who is kind of stealing the swords or looking around that nobody else sees them, right? That's Seven of Swords. And I would say it's a card of not being exposed to a conflict situation with all your strategies open to your opponents. You really have to be prepared. And I think also there is a card of warning of finding wiser ways to compete with others or to get more information ahead of time in order to win a challenging situation. That's how I feel about this message. So maybe instead of, yeah, and remember we also had this idea that if family members are or other people at workplace are provoking you for a conflict, maybe it's better to, and I hate to say this, but sometimes you're deceiving them, but not by not getting involved, engaged in whatever argument they try to pull you into. So you have to be wiser, you have to be clear about their intentions. Don't buy their provoking actions or words. Try to be wiser. Yeah, so although the energies and the cards here are speaking about competition, of some arguments, of unwanted situations. For many of you who are watching, I would suggest take them as warnings, as advice from the above, for you to be not trapped in very negative mindset, to find the way out no matter what, to be resourceful. Yes, this is the exact word I was looking for when I looked at this card. This is a card of being resourceful. So use your mind, use your intuition. I know that Capricorns are very intuitive. Whoever is like among my friends or colleagues, Capricorns, very intuitive, and they can calculate their steps ahead of the situation, and you can protect yourself. So let's look at this reading from a positive side, as a warning and a sign of protection. The universe is trying to protect you. Yes, the energies are competitive, but you can be protected. And please use these resources. So I wish you well. I really wish you to be strong, resourceful, and victorious, no matter what. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.